it's funny. Some of these stuff sounds so easy, but we just don't buy and sell homes very often in our lives, so you just don't think about it. I mean, so I got a pretty good handle on what to do, or at least where to start if I'm selling. What about buying? You know, somebody's got to buy these homes that are available. What would be the top 2 or 3 things, you know, to kind of kick off that process?
Yeah, we can definitely hit 2 or 3 easily, and you know, there's definitely going to be more. That's probably about what we have time left for. But the first thing you should really do right now, I think, and really for, you know, always, this is the best place to start, is get in touch with your lender or your bank. And I know that so a lot of what we do in real estate, we learn from the car business. Most people don't go to the car lot pre-approved. They go find the car, love the car, and then the finance guy comes out and tells you how many different options you have. Well, it just doesn't work that way with real estate. For the one right now, if it's a great house and they're not going to wait on you to go get pre-approved. They probably already have 3 or 4 other options. And so many times you're going to miss out on a home because there's other people that are further along in the process. And so what that will help do is it's just going to help speed up things. And you know, sometimes if you're out on the weekend and you found the house, what if your banker guy's not working on weekends? What if he's a 9-to-5er? Like, you're done, right? You're going to miss the opportunity. The other reason that I have seen over the years is people go out and look at the home and they just fall in love with it, only to find out that it's, you know, $60,000 more than they could ever borrow. And so now that you fell in love with that house, nothing else measures up to that, and it's just the most frustrating thing ever. When had you done that up front, you would have never went to look at that. And let me tell you guys, the more expensive the house, typically the nicer they are. So yeah, if you're looking at a $500,000 house and you're only approved for $350,000, I mean, 9 times out of 10, the $500,000 house is just going to be a little nicer. It's just the rule, the way that it is. So, and also, money. I mean, think about this: the money you're borrowing actually costs more than the house, and so that's another reason that I like to go to the bank first. I like to go have people do that. Is I need to know, well, how much down payment is needed. You know, what kind of deposits are needed? Are the deposits refundable or not refundable? Like, if I'm going to give somebody $5,000, do I get that back if I don't buy the house? Or is that just the cost of doing business? And so those are things that we want to go through and talk about. You know, another one right now that's popular is, does your lender, does your bank have a lock and shop? Meaning that they can lock you in at today's rate, but let's just say in the next 60 days the rates drop. Well, if you're on a lock and shop program, you would actually drop down in rate with that. So it's just things out there that you can, you know, asking the right questions can really set you up to make good decisions. And you know, we have a couple opportunities with the lenders we work with, and one of them right now is offering a no-cost refinance for the first 5 years. So if, you know, whatever, just say the interest rate you locked in at, bought the house was at 7%, anytime in the next 60 months, if it goes down more than 1%, they'll refinance you at no cost. So that's a pretty nice incentive. So I'd want to, you know all the information about that and want to get that locked in just in case the rates do go down. Here's the other thing, guys. Not a perfect house out there, promise you. Even if you buy brand spanking new, it's new, it's not perfect.
My father just got done building a home in Arizona, and it's about a year old now, and he's still finding little things wrong.
Yeah.
Some he can fix, some the builder will fix, some he just has to live with. It just is what it is.
You do. I mean, they're just, and I went through the process of building enough homes with folks, and I don't care how many times we do it. On paper, it looks one way, and then we get it framed out, and they're like, man, I wish I moved that wall 1 more foot.
Yeah.
Well, it's hard to do after you've already got the roof on. You know, it's ain't impossible, but so, you know, I think you just got to recognize that. So, you know, we always recommend getting the house inspected, get it checked out. Now, some owners are doing pre-listing inspections, and maybe they share that with you, and that's great if they do. Certainly should consider doing a survey. We highly recommend them because they can cause title issues down the road if somebody's property or your property is on somebody else's. So we call that an encroachment in our business. And those are not things that you don't want. You're not searching for one of those. You don't want one of those things. So here's a really good tip for you. If you're out there and you're in a competitive price range, find out what the owner needs, and not just the price. I mean, they've already posted that. They've already told you this is the asking price of the home. But is there a specific move date that would be beneficial to them, and you could accommodate that? Or, think about this. Maybe they've lived in the house for 15 or 20 years, and they just need a flexible timeline because they got a lot of stuff that they need to get out of there. Is it possible they could rent the house back, for a short period of time? Or would you even consider buying the house as is and not asking the owner to do any kind of repairs? All those things are just conversations to have that can make your offer stand out. It can make you stand out of the crowd. So, there's lots of other ones that we can dive into. Those are just some that we had enough time to share. This is why we do that strategy session with our potential home buyers and owners. You've only got one house to sell. We're going to sell houses every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so the one that we care about is the one that you're selling, but we also need to gather that information so that we can build out that best plan of action for you. Now, if you'd like to schedule a strategy session, you can get in touch with our team or one of our agents and go to jasonbramlettrealestate.com, or you can call the office phone number. It's 553-0796. We can come to you, or you can come hang out at the office with us, whichever you prefer. We do not mind doing it either way. A lot of times we do like to come out and take a look at the house, but there's a lot of other things to talk about other than the house when it comes to that and strategy. So